Guess who's back in the house? I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. I watched Boulet Brothers Dragula episode 10, the finale, on Monday, but I've been actually, no, I watched it Tuesday, yesterday, but I've been so busy I wasn't able to record a video. So I thought I would come on live to share my review with you guys. And so Monday night, actually, I went to Mickey's in West Hollywood, and Landon Cider was performing. And so I really wanted to see Landon perform, and it was a wonderful treat. I sat in the very front of the stage next to Landon's wife, and she is beautiful. And we had a great conversation, and she recommended this donut shop for me to attend, and so I will be going there because I love donuts. I love donuts so much. If I could have a donut for breakfast every single day, I would. And so this past weekend, on Saturday, I went to the Boulet Brothers Halloween party, which was just so much talent, so much queerness. Um, I loved it. I actually posted the video, I think, Sunday morning. And so if you haven't seen the video, check it out because it is one incredible party. The Boulet Brothers throw the best queer, positive, body positive parties. They really are kind of like come as you are. And um, I have the best times at the Boulet Brothers parties. And so on Halloween night, the Boulet Brothers are actually throwing a party in Boston, which Trixie Mattel, Katya, and Landon will be performing at that party. And so at the Boulet Brothers party in LA, Landon performed. Um, he performed in his Wolf Dom Daddy leather outfit. The entire audience went wild. It was a great performance. Also, Trixie Mattel performed, and she had two sets, and one of her sets has caused a bit of a controversy. And so she actually performed as Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that case, but she was a girl who was um, very ill. She had a number of syndromes and illnesses, and so she was kind of like um, in the spotlight for a long time because of just how critically ill she was. So she and her mother basically had her on kind of like a strict drug regimen. She would take at least 20 pills a day. She would see countless physicians. So fast forward, Gypsy feels as if her mother is very controlling and possessive, and she meets a guy online. They develop a very close and intimate relationship online, and they decide that they're going to kill the mother. So the boyfriend kills the mother. Fast forward, Gypsy goes to jail, and she has been bound to a wheelchair since she was like 4 or 5 years old. So it comes out that the mother made up all of these illnesses, and Gypsy was perfectly healthy. And the world was shocked to find out that she could actually walk. Um, and so Trixie comes out in a wheelchair, and I posted that video on the channel as well. And Trixie has experienced a lot of backlash. And I'm actually curious what you guys think. Do you think that the performance was inappropriate? And to some of the people who've commented on the video, I stated that Trixie is a man pretending to be a woman, who that woman was pretending to be bound to a wheelchair and she could actually walk. Drag is a performance. Performance art is open to critiquing pop culture. And so there are endless options to what performance artists can do on stage. And typically they pull from pop culture as a reference. And so I think that people that have issues with Trixie performing as Gypsy, they should also take issue with stories about actual wars that have taken place, and these films portray real life people. Like, if you have an issue with Trixie portraying Gypsy Rose Blanchard, you should have an issue with Scorsese portraying this real person who died in this war movie. And so it's, I don't know. I mean, like, all our feelings and opinions are valid, but I wish that people would kind of think more critically about performance in art. Um, and so I invite all opinions. I think it's healthy to disagree, and so I don't get upset when somebody doesn't agree with me. It's okay. Um, and then Friday, I actually saw Tinashe and Alexis Stone perform at Evita. So it was a wild, fun-packed weekend, but I had so much fun. And then tomorrow is Halloween, and I'm going to West Hollywood. I'm going to take you all with me so you can see the insanity that is West Hollywood Halloween Carnival. I can't wait. I am not dressing up. Whenever I do dress up, I dress up as RuPaul in boy drag. But I'm going immediately after work, so I will not be dressing up. But I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. And so um, the episode 10 finale of the Boulet brothers won. I can't believe the top three. Like, going back to episode 1, I would not think that Priscilla or Dollya were going to be top 3. I always knew that Landon was going to be top 3, but I thought it was going to be Evah or Hollow Eve, just how strong they were. Good morning. I hope that you're having a lovely day. Thanks for watching. And also, everyone who has recently subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. I really love and appreciate all of you guys. As a writer, I've said this before, I often feel isolated because I'm stuck behind my computer. But I love being able to interact and dialogue with you guys. So thank you for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me. So thank you. So this top 3, Priscilla, Dollya, Landon, completely shocked. And so for the finale, for the main floor show, they have to create 3 different looks, um, which is filth, horror, and glamour. And so I always look forward to this. Like, season 1, season 2 has generated some iconic looks. For filth, Melissa Befierce in her nun look with her rosary beads that were, let's just say, inside her lower body part. so iconic. And she actually recreated that look alongside Landon on Monday night. And I was shocked. I cannot post that video on YouTube. I'm actually going to create a Patreon account. And so videos that I can't post on YouTube, I'll post them to Patreon. But just so incredible. Hi, how are you? Thanks for logging in. Um, and so I cannot post that, but it was shocking. So on Monday, Landon performed, Melissa Befierce from season one of Dragula performed, and Vander Van Odd from season one, the winner of season one, performed along with Pandora Box and like two other local queens. So that night was incredible. I and also Mary Cherry, who is considered to be the mother of Brooklyn drag. So she was there and she was incredible. Um, so I was really excited to see what looks that the top three would turn out for this episode. And so before we get there, in the boudoir, they're having conversations about things that have happened throughout the season. And Priscilla actually brings up that um, she didn't know why during the Last Supper that no one thought that Dollya would actually win the crown, and she wanted Dollya to kind of like talk about her feelings. And Dollya said that she was really hurt that Evah or Maddelynn didn't mention her. Maddelynn is her grandmother, her drag grandmother, and she's actually very close with Evah. And so she said that it hurt at first, but she learned that she didn't need their validation, and that she knew who she was as a drag artist. And that's so important as people, that we have to learn that people don't have to give us validation, that we should remind ourselves every single day when we wake up who we are and what our goals are and what our purpose is in life. That should give you strength, and that should give you the drive to go forward. Sometimes we can forget that. And that's why it's good to kind of like, write down your goals every single day. And so you can work towards those. So I really loved hearing that from her. And then they kind of like all talk about why they deserve to be the winner of season three of Dragula. And I loved Landon's response the best, that he deserves the crown because of the hard work that he has put in, and he will represent the Dragula brand across the world, and he will bring himself and the kingdom of drag kings to the world. And on Monday, I've seen Landon perform a number of times, and Landon has this. I was telling someone in the comment section that Landon has a gravitational pull that you get stuck and mesmerized watching him work a room, and it is absolutely incredible. It is something that I haven't seen in other drag kings. Um, Sometimes drag kings can be more kind of like on the comical side, but Landon, when he paints, it's very sexy. Like it's such an extreme transformation from Landon, the drag king, and the person that portrays Landon. It is night and day, and I love seeing him paint. because he does a really good job. And so we go into the different looks. And so the first category is glamour. And um, what's her name? Oh my gosh. I'm drawing a blank. Dollya, Jesus Christ. Dollya comes out in this like Disney princess gown that's all black with black stones and sequins on appliques and on the bodice and around her neck. And there's kind of like this nude illusion. Hi, Gabriella. Thanks for logging in and watching, or not logging in, but coming in and watching. Mwah. And so Dolly reminded me of kind of like this Disney princess that was turned out by Maleficent. I really loved her makeup. I loved her bun. Um, and it's like she had a classic silhouette, so you can't go wrong with that. So I really loved her. And she looked expensive. Landon looked like a Disney prince. He had on these really cool harem velvet pants with this silver bedazzled blazer that actually had the same type of velvet material that was kind of like accenting the blazer, and a silver gray hat that matched the blazer. The makeup was incredible. He also had an umbrella, and the umbrella, when he opened it, it had like either glitter or confetti that looked like rain. Classic look. I loved it. Priscilla had a pale dress, which when she was describing it, I didn't know if I would like it, but it was white, and she had sequins on top of sequins on top of sequins, and kind of like in the middle of the gown, there were sequins that were kind of like red and orange to resemble vomit. And she had kind of like pill bottles in her hand, and she had a really cool kind of like um, pill inspired hat on her head that looked really cool. So I loved each of the glamour looks. They all were strong. I couldn't choose which one was my favorite for that category because they were all strong. So the next area was filth, and Priscilla was like this um, waitress at a diner, and she was like shaving her legs in a pot of food, and then she picked up the pot of food and started it was like some type of stew with actual cans of tuna, and she was just kind of like drinking it, and then she was like stepping on like rotted food and then eating it. And so it was difficult to watch, but it was definitely a filthy um, performance. So Landon came out in a nude bodysuit, and Landon actually paints or airbrushes all of his bodysuits. So I really respect that. He had on this kind of like bro style wig, some tidy whities that were like ripped in certain areas, and he had a blow up doll, which was so cool. And for his filth look, he incorporated elements from his other looks from the challenges. So I thought that was cool. I couldn't recognize any of them at all. Um, and he had a few other sex toys on the floor show, or in the floor show, I should say. Um, and so I was blown away by his performance. I thought it was incredible. And then we had Dollya, and she was like this witchy woman with this gorgeous, like 22-inch lace front that was really thick, really gorgeous. Her makeup was great. She had rotted teeth. Then she pulled out kind of like a newborn doll and put it into some type of like cauldron and started beating it with a bat. And then she tipped the cauldron and like all this blood splashed on her. And so my actual favorite look and performance for Filth was Landon. Um, it was the best out of all of them. And then for horror, Priscilla came out as a succubus with these wings that she actually used in her performance at the Halloween party. But her body looked incredible. She had some serious padding in her hips. I kind of wish that she would have used this padding during the season. Like her body looked incredible. She had a great tuck, and she had on this kind of like uh, great blonde um, bob wig, and her makeup looked great. But then the it actually she was wearing a mask, which it didn't. Her makeup looked really different, but I didn't realize it was a mask. So I was really surprised, and she looked like kind of like this horrific demonic woman, and so I loved it. One thing that I forgot to mention is that we got to see their promo videos during the final episode. And was it just me? I felt their makeup looked so much better in the promo videos. Priscilla looked the best in her promo video than she did during the season. Like, no shade, but I don't know if she had somebody like do her makeup for the videos, but she looked like a completely different woman. I was blown away. Um, and so Dollya had this incredible skin suit that she made herself. It looked like pieces of skin that were stitched together, and she had four different faces, which each of the face, one of the faces that I remember had like amazing makeup on it, and so I really liked her outfit and the creativity. And then Landon was a psychotic tin man from the Wizard of Oz, and he dragged out Dorothy's dead body and started chopping her up, and then pulls out her heart and eats it. I love the costume. It was incredible. It was kind of like this um, a more kind of like armored idea of the Tin Man. And so for this particular category, Landon had the best performance to me. And so the Boulet brothers announce who the winner is, and we learn that it is Landon Cider. And so congratulations to Landon. And it was so special on Monday night because Morgan McMichael was the MC of the show, and she actually, with before I watched the episode, she announced that Landon had won the uh, season 3 of Dragula, and so I got to see him perform for the first time as the winner of the show, and that was a really special moment. And then meeting his wife, and so Monday was really incredible. Um, and I was super excited to actually watch, even though I knew who the winner was, I was excited to actually watch the episode. And so season 3 of Dragula is by far the best season of the series. And I am super pumped for season 4 and actually what will happen between now and then, because like I feel like the Belay brothers are going to um, travel more with some of the contestants. And I actually really want to see Kendra Onixxx perform. I've seen Meatball perform a few times, but some of the other people that I don't see as much, I want to see more of them perform. And so in the comment section, tell me who you think should have won. Were you team Landon? Were you team Priscilla? Or were you team Dollya? I already know what some of you guys think because you've been telling me during all of the episodes. But I hope that some of you that I never hear from, that I can hear your thoughts about the episode. And if the Boulet brothers are coming to your city, are you going to see them? I definitely know they're going to be in Boston on Halloween night, but they're having some other performances in the future. So leave your comments in the section below. Thank you all who watched live, and I will be posting more videos tonight as well. So check those out. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. Until my next video, besos. Mwah.